is not to lose sight of Russia and China's expansion in Africa. What do you make of his statement?
Thank you very much for that. I think that is a very important statement because it speaks to the mindset of what NATO is right now. NATO has clearly identified the countries that it sees as enemies, and it is willing to use Africa as the battlefield. And that in its own is very problematic, and it is very stressful for other African countries and Africa in general, because it means that Africa will be used as a proxy so that these powerhouses, these powerful countries can fight their battles. So that in its own is quite stressful and problematic for what we stand for as a continent and where we are trying to go, and the relationships and rapports that we are attempting to build.
So, Paseka, in your opinion, how can NATO's engagement in Africa evolve to address both immediate security concerns and long-term stability and development goals?
There's a lot that needs to happen. Right now, a lot of countries in Africa have started to reevaluate their relationships with the rest of the West, specifically with France. If you look at the situation that is currently happening in the Sahel, with that situation on its own, you can see that African countries, specifically those who have had close ties until recently with NATO countries, have decided to remove themselves from there and start to build other rapports with different countries like Russia, and which is why NATO is making the statement that Russia is pushing public propaganda in the continent, but without having the context and understanding that a lot of these countries, specifically those in the Sahel, have found themselves destabilized for so long that they do not see the purpose of any Western countries in their country, because they do not stand to benefit anything, but they stand to lose a lot. So with that, if you are able to understand and comprehend that reality, then it becomes a different context altogether.
Africa's relationship with NATO. I like what this lady said here, this professor. She said that the reason why some Africans decided to pull off from some of the NATO country they are in good terms with is because, especially the Sahel region, is because they have been there, but there's no impact in their insecurity. They still, the level of insecurity still bites deep, and they have their bases in their regions. There is no impact. This is the reason why they had to pull out and run to China and Russia. That is what this lady is trying to explain here, because from what they said during the NATO summit, that Russia and China, they are beginning to come up with propaganda. They're beginning to find their way into the continent, this, that. So now the point is so clear. These people said, you have been in our domain, but there's no impact. The insecurity still bites. And then this brings me to the statement by the Italian Prime Minister saying that others should not lose sight of China and Russia's expansion in Africa. And then I like the statement this professor made, her reaction to it. She said, Africa should not be used as a proceed from when this power houses like Tozo. Africa should not be used as a proceed. And that is a very clear point. I don't get it. Is she trying to say that people, nations, do not have the right to choose who they want to be ally with? That is the part I'm trying to wrap around my head. It doesn't I'm not getting it here. That are they trying to, is she trying to subject people People no longer have the right to follow who they want to follow, choose who they want. Like, I don't get it. They shouldn't lose sight of Russia and China's expansion in Africa. This one is out of place. For me, every country, every nation, they have the right to choose who they want to work with, partner with. It is a free world. It has nothing to do with it should be here or there. That's it for me. That's my opinion here. That's my opinion here. And then again, Africa. This one na see finish. Let me digress a bit. This one na see finish. So someone will now, from the comfort of her place or his place, dictate for you who you should ally with, who you should partner with. Omo, shey when I say it, look like now waiting too much borrow dey cost. You borrow, now don't over borrow. No, that is no respect for the continent again. Like, they now need to be dictating for you people who you partner with, where you go to and where you should be. That is just the message here. Let me end this here. Thank you again for your time with me. I don't take it for granted. Hope to see you in my next as I bring your way more trending news. Bye.